Here's the word according to Richard Dawkins from Dawkins' book. I don't know if I can keep it from glaring too much. This is the God Delusion. And Dawkins points out, this is one of my favorite arguments about atheism. It's called Pascal's wager. Pascal reckoned that however long the odds against God's existence might be, there's an even larger asymmetry in the penalty for guessing wrong. You better believe in God, because if you're right and you stand to gain eternal bliss, and if you're wrong, it won't make any difference anyway. On the other hand, if you don't believe in God and you turn out to be wrong, well, eternal damnation for you. If you're right, once again, it doesn't make any difference. So on the face of it, the decision is really a no-brainer. Believe in God. And that's the word according to Dawkins. Now, it's possible that Pascal was only half serious. There's been a lot written about him. He was a Catholic, and what Dawkins is pointing out is that this is not really a zero-sum game at all. You can believe in the Christian God, or the God of Islam, or the Jewish God, or the Greek gods. You still have the same problem. If you believe in the wrong God, you go to hell. So it's not a zero-sum game, first of all. Second of all, let's say for the sake of argument that there is only one God, and that's all you have to worry about is, do you believe in a God? Well, I think Richard Dawkins poses it correctly when he says, well, what if this God is actually testing you to see if you stay true to your intellectual self? If you see no reason to believe in God, and you see that the Christian God is basically evil, which, if you examine the Christian God and this nonsense about telling Abraham, go kill your son to show me how much you love me and that you believe in me, and what kind of a person would come up with such a horrible, despicable plan? Who that you love would tell you to do such a thing to prove your love? So doesn't much look like God's a very loving being after all. So Pascal's wager has a lot of problems with it. It's often used by Christians, and they often use it seriously, as if it says everything there's to say. It's obviously a ploy, and it's something that Christians have repeatedly used on me. The smarter ones, anyway. Many of the Christians that I've dealt with in my life wouldn't know what Pascal's wager was. It would not occur to them to use that argument. As atheists, though, I think it's up to us, whenever we're confronted with arguments like this, to keep it fun, to keep it humorous, to make sure that we're not getting too serious, because we are being judged far differently than Christians are being judged. Now, atheists aren't as unpopular as they used to be. The most recent poll in 2019, the Pew research showed that 60% of Americans would vote for an atheist, which is quite a change from the 50s, when less than 20% would vote for an atheist. But as a bunch of people who are trying to find the way to inspire each other to become good atheists, and to find a path whereby we can stand up for what we believe, I often hide what I believe from Christians, because I don't want to get into the argument with them, and I don't want to have to tolerate them saying, oh, well, let me tell you about Jesus. Have you heard about Jesus? And of course, I was a Catholic for many years, and my education is in the Catholic religion, so the idea that I don't know anything about Jesus it's obscene. So I've learned, however, that there are safe places to argue with people about these things, and yet the right word is argue, because you really are arguing. That's what you're doing. You're making your point. But I think one of the things about this group is that they try to be very respectful of themselves and of other religions. Dawkins points out, and I hope you get this book, The God Delusion. Dawkins points out that often Christians insist on more respect for their religion than they're willing to give you as an atheist. I've often said when somebody starts, I say, hey, look, you know what? I shared with you that I'm an atheist, and there's one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to try to convince you to become an atheist. So please, show some respect to me, and don't ask me to convert to Christianity. Don't tell me you've got it all wrong. Show me the same respect that I am showing you. So that's today's word according to Dawkins. I hope you enjoyed it.